I brought a list. I was hosting a show about late night shows. Remember that time that you didn't wear mascara to the White House?
Heather Gardner.
We went viral. I had, in like 2 months, I had 100,000 followers.
Wow.
Yeah. First one in Chicago at the Den. Like iterations of like my comedy journey. There's like the stand-up part of it. There's like the live show part of it. There's just the like online content part of it. That just like started my whole like political satire.
Welcome back to Blonde Highlights.
Today we have a very special episode. We have comedian, political satirist, and host of the Star Spangled Banter, Heather Gardner.
Yay! I'm so excited to be here. I don't know why I thought there'd be like applause. Like,
I honestly kind of did too there for a second.
I know you did it so confidently. You're like, yeah. Oh wait, no, it's literally just us. Cool.
We're gonna have to start doing this.
Yes. And it's funny because like we do a lot of comedy together sometimes here at this place. And so I had just took like a hosting class and they were like, this is how you have to introduce people.
It worked because I was hyped. I was ready.
Yeah.
I was too. I'm like, wait, what's going on, guys?
I missed that workshop. I was so disappointed. I was out of town.
Yes. And that was the thing. You were hosting. Is this the first Star Spangled Banter?
It was the first one in Chicago at the Den. We sold out.
Yeah.
Congratulations. It's hard.
Yeah.
It is hard to get butts in seats. Everything is expensive. So selling tickets is really difficult. And so my expectations, I have so much to say about it. It was in the best way possible. It was just an amazing, amazing experience and show that to have everybody there. It was great.
Yeah, I had so much FOMO because like, of course I like follow almost everybody on the lineup. And I was like, oh my God, that is so exciting.
Well, cross your fingers. We're planning a tour. So LA, I mean, and they're like, when are you coming to LA? I'm like, dude, I live in LA. We can do this literally anytime. Yeah.
Exactly. And so like we do a segment that's like our highlights and lowlights. Do you have any like highlights right now?
Well, yes, the show in Chicago. I mean, for real though, because like you're in the comedy space. You're not in the comedy space.
I mean, like I'm funny, but I'm not a comedian.
You're like, I'm ready anytime.
Like I've just been waiting, but
no, but I mean, that was my first show that I produced ever out like for a live audience. I've been producing, television shows and podcasts and all these things for many, many years, but that was my first like live show experience. And I booked talent for the first time, which I had never done. And I've had this vision and this dream for like literally years to have some sort of like kind of like a traveling late night show vibe. And the people that I had no idea that anybody would be interested in it. First of all, like attending, but also the talent that we got. Like I was just genuinely fans of all these people, like Suzanne Lambert and Lysandra Vasquez and Tanner DeVore. Like I'm just fans of them. And so when they all wanted to jump on, I was fangirling. And then, of course, to like sell out more than 200 seats was,
wow.
I mean, I get chills just thinking about it. And it literally just happened. So
congratulations.
Yeah, so definitely on a major, major high. And of course, my brain is just like, when can we do it again?
You're like, I'm still in the adrenaline rush.
I am still, a week later, I am still in the adrenaline rush of it all. It was just those good of vibes, which I think is really, really difficult to find right now in the world in this moment.
Why? What's happening?
Well, how much time you have? Yeah, so that would definitely be my highlight of maybe my whole life. Don't tell my husband. But definitely this year and certainly this week. So yeah,
congratulations.
Thanks.
What about any sort of like low light? You got something to complain about?
Low lights? I brought a list. Yes. Okay. We love a prop. Let me just run down my list of grievances right now. We're on the brink of a war with Iran. 2 Minnesota lawmakers and their spouses were shot. Fun. Trump is threatening to go to war with the biggest blue cities, including Los Angeles, where I live. That's amazing. Trump ending LGBTQ plus suicide prevention services. The Senate is trying to sell millions of acres of pristine wilderness to developers, which means we have no more national parks. Wow, your face is getting very, very... I'm like, okay. I only 16 more. Okay. Supreme Court upheld Tennessee's ban on gender-affirming care for minors. ICE arrested a New York City mayor candidate. Trump sent the military to Los Angeles. Our senator here in California was arrested. Trump says he wants an aid to California because he doesn't like Gavin Newsom. RFK fired an entire panel that makes crucial vaccine recommendations for the CDC. And finally, maybe my worst one is I have to wait an entire year for another season of Hacks. So
Scroll drop.
let me know if you need a recap.
I think
Cut around any of that, y'all need.
I'm buckled right in right now. I'm
She's like,
wow.
I don't even know where to go from here.
I'm like,
No, we love a prepared queen. Like, she brought the squirrel.
I was about to say, like, you asked for my lowlights. I have quite a few.
Well, mine's really hard to go. My low light is that I got my lashes tinted and it burned me.
I love this game that I feel like progressives and liberals play this game the most. Like, who's suffering the most right now? Okay. I feel like we should all take time to mourn also your lashes. Okay. I know there's a lot happening in the world, but this is important.
I know.
Yes.
Like, I am in Canada. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't. I'm sorry, guys.
You're like, these are your problems, not mine.
So yeah, like my eyes were on fire.
That does suck though. It's not like troops being sent to your streets or anything, but I'm sorry.
She's like, just like your guys' Waymos.
I could have lost my vision.
No, that really does sound like it sucks. So what happened?
No, I went to go get them lifted and tinted because when we were filming in here the last time, I looked like I had like consumption or something. Like I looked ill, like just like sweaty and ill. And I was like, I hate wearing mascara. I know these are all like really big problems. And I was like,
I started off on a really bad foot.
I get really itchy when I wear mascara. And I was like, I'm going to get them lifted and tinted. And I don't know what she did, but my eyes were on fire the whole time.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm not like I'm not a beauty queen. I feel like I'm so bad about any of that kind of stuff. So you can literally get your lashes.
Yeah, they perm them.
It's like tattoos.
Yeah, so it's like
because I've heard of that.
It's like it's a perm. So they perm it, and then they put a little like permanent mascara, like they dye them a little bit.
Can you not? Okay, this is a dumb question. Can you not do that with like L'Oreal?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
I mean, I just feel like next time I do my roots, I'll just be like, oh, yeah. Is that not the same thing?
I feel like I feel like we maybe would have been friends in high school, or maybe not. You would have been walking down the hall with like wind in your hair, and I got like spinach in my teeth or something. I mean, like, I just wish that I could be her. I don't understand. My highlight is I think I saw Cillian Murphy.
Okay, you're gonna have to tell me who that is.
Okay, have you watched Peaky Blinders? Have you watched Red Eye? Yes, the creepy guy who's like really hot on Peaky Blinders.
Yes. Okay, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Where'd you see him?
Okay, so we were going to the comedy show yesterday, and as we were going by, I looked out my window and I'm like 99% sure it was him, but he was like crashing out with his bike trying to fix it, and we locked eyes, and I was like, that's Cillian Murphy. I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, he has his jogging suit on. And Kyle's like, how do you know about what he wears when he jogs?
Yeah, that's a little creepy.
Yeah. That's my highlight.
Raging out with a bicycle on the side of the road.
What's your highlight in low light?
Hold on 1 second. I gotta ask something. Do you know what consumption is? Is this a thing that people
the
say?
actual verb? Like
no, like
like
consumption was like a disease that
oh,
killed.
I'm
like
not even like consumption. Like I'm consuming my food.
no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've heard of it. It was a disease. I don't know. I don't know what it did.
It was like in the 20s, and like it was a bad disease, but that's what I thought of right away. I was like,
it was probably in Peaky Blinders.
It wasn't Peaky Blinders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. Yes. Died of that.
I was like, do you mean like alcoholism?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I know what overconsumption is. My bartender tells me that at least twice a week.
Okay, so I mean, my highlight is, and this is like, I'm prepared, okay? But basically, for the first half of this day, I left my car parked at a meter in West Hollywood. And I was just like, with no feeding the meter, because when I came in, there was somebody raging at the meter. So I was like, I'll just pay it on my phone. And then I forgot about it. I went out there, no parking ticket.
The gods have blessed you today.
Yes.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's never happened. If you live in LA, you know West Hollywood is notorious.
It's a gamble.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, my low light is that I'm an avid gardener. That's how I stay sane in this world.
In Los Angeles?
In Los Angeles.
Wow.
I have a community garden plot at this place that's like extremely, like every time I tell people that like know where it is, they're like, I heard it takes 10 years to get in or something like this. Yes, I am farming. I am literally operating a farm out of Los Angeles.
Pause. I just love that even the concept of a garden has like an LA exclusivity.
Yes.
LA is going to make anything seem rare. Which I guess in LA it is rare, but I'm just like, really?
Yes.
I want to see this list. I feel like it's like those clubs in West Hollywood that are like, you're not on the list. We have a 10-year waiting list. And like, just to make you want to be there more. I can see this list.
And meanwhile, like, you're just waiting for people to pass away so you can like snatch their land.
and their condo. Don't forget the condo.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those condos. But so like my garden, like we went the other day and it was just like some little critter like went to town and like literally like chewed up like the mid stem of so many things and like didn't even eat it, like just like left it, like chewed it,
just making a point.
Speaking of critters, I was nearly attacked by a squad of skunks this week.
Oh my god!
I'll show you. I gotta show you the video.
Did any of them spray?
No, but I was terrified. Literally, I was sitting outside, and I have like little chairs outside my little condo unit, and I was just like drinking some wine, having a good time, watching the sunset, and I see something out of the corner of my eye, and there are 6 skunks, 6 of them charging straight towards me. And I'm like, oh my God. So of course, naturally I grabbed my phone because obviously, duh. And I took a video and then they like scampered away. But I've never even seen a skunk, let alone 6 of them charging towards me. So maybe it's skunks. Maybe I'm just throwing that out there. Maybe it's it's skunk season, I guess.
They've had enough of our shit.
I was gonna say, I was like, did you get sprayed? Because you don't smell. Because once you get sprayed, I cannot get the smell out.
They were coming straight towards me.
Oh my God.
Straight towards me. And I was terrified. And then I didn't even move. I was just like, oh my God. And then they just took a little turn and went off into the bushes and I ran back inside. And I showed my husband the video and he's like, are they still there? And I'm like, you're going to go out there? And no, he wouldn't. He just like opened the window. He's like peeking out. He didn't see them, but I got video proof.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to do is like my comedy brain is like humanizing like animals. And I just picture them being like, they're just like up to mischief and they're like, you guys, let's go scare her.
Right?
She's going to be terrified.
We're not even going to do anything. We're just going to like stand here.
Let's just intimidate her.
Yeah.
They're like, we're so little. Look at that big human running away.
I know. They were little. They were like actually little babies. Like
Aww.
it was like mama and babies. And once I like got to see the video and look at it, I'm just like, oh, y'all are kind of cute from like a very far.
Yeah, from inside the house.
Inside the house, y'all are cute.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of dogs in our place, so I don't know how long. You know, spring sprung. All the little creature babies are everywhere. which is adorbs.
Yeah.
Love it. We little creatures.
Yeah, little creature babes.
So, getting to the questions, like, how did you
Yeah.
get into comedy originally?
Oh, this is my favorite story.
Mm.
Well, so there's been like iterations of like my comedy journey. There's like the stand-up part of it. There's like the live show part of it. There's this just the like online content part of it.
Mhm.
And that's where it started, was online comedy. And in 2020, when the world was somehow even worse than it is right now, I didn't know that was possible. But so I look back at 2020 and I was like, wow, what a crazy time. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I had hosted a show on Quibi. Do y'all remember what Quibi was?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, it's fine. It lasted like 6 months and it was like supposed to be like this big streaming network. And I was hosting my very own show.
Wow.
Yeah. And at that time I had been a television host for like 10 years. And this was like the top of the top, like my own show on a network. I had like a dressing room and a salary and like all the things, writers. And I was hosting a show about late night shows. And that's my dream, is to be like a host of a late night show.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever the iteration of that is next in this crazy world. So it was like my dream job. Well, then we go into lockdown in COVID,
Mhm.
and I ended up filming the show in my living room for like 6 months.
Love it.
But because we were all like locked down and nowhere to go, we had all this equipment, like very similar to like the kind of equipment that's set up here. They set up a whole set in my house. I had all this equipment. I was getting so angry at the world, and I would just yell every single day at the mean orange man, who shall not be named, again on this podcast. And my husband finally was like, babe, you have a lot of energy and it seems like you have a lot to say and we have a lot of equipment. Do you want to just like turn on the camera? And that's how it started. By the 4th video that I posted, we went viral. In like 2 months, I had 100,000 followers.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy, like an insane time. And that just like started my whole like political satire.
Yeah.
Career. I say career because like as we know in like any creative space, like getting paid to do the things that you like to do is very difficult.
Yeah.
But that did start me down a path of like the comedy, like the comedic realm. And then a couple years later, I was pitching a show very similar to Star Spangled Banter.
Okay.
And like a traveling late night show. I was feeling, Biden is president and all that stuff, and the vibes are okay, but not great. And I really did feel like, that sense of like the liberal elite or the political elite. And late night shows are they're hosted by men, first of all, who are typically in their 50s, and after COVID, like there were no women in late night anymore. They all got canceled. Yeah. And that sounds weird to say they got canceled like they did something bad. No, they just happened to be women on television.
Yeah.
And that is why they were canceled. So I really like felt like there was a need to like not call like states fly over states and really just bring like that vibe of a late night show, which is inherently political and which was my like dream to do, bring it to like people. And so I was pitching a traveling late night show and everybody loved the vibes. Like I went to production companies and they like, this is a great idea, but like, women, comedy, oh, honey, hard. They're like, that's a risk. And then one company was like, oh, we love this idea. Maybe we can get like Jon Stewart to host it. And I was infuriated. And like also the feedback was like, oh, well, she's not a comedian. She's a TikToker. Yes. And I was just like, cool. I've done like 500 comedic videos. I've got 500,000 followers, all these things that like you told me to do. Like the industry is such a gaslighting little bitch.
I mean, like I'm in the modeling industry, so I'm not in the comedic world, but I understand what you mean by the gaslighting here.
But I mean, like, because my whole career, I would like get interviews and they'd be like, you're following. It's not good enough. We really just want someone with more following. So then I go and get the followers and they're like, but now you're just a creator. You're not really in this space. And I'm like, great. So I got this feedback back from my agent who was pitching my show, and I literally picked up my phone and I signed up for a stand-up class that minute. And
Yo.
that is how 2.5 years later, here we are. No one can say that I'm not a comedian. I was like, fine, if the industry needs to see me on stage telling traditional jokes, like, fine, will do that too. And honestly, best thing ever. Like, I remember feeling really like hurt and upset and hot about it. Like, but now it's unlocked something totally different for me that I would have never like unlocked had I not been, I don't want to say forced, because no one forced me to do it, but had I not been pushed in that direction. Yeah, so and here we are.
Amazing.
And I now I can say, like, with full confidence, like, because you asked like, what is your title? And for a long time I'd be like, oh, comedian, but I don't know. Now I can say with full fucking confidence, I'm a comedian, and I love it.
I've seen you perform many times.
Aw,
You're so good about it.
Thank you.
Where did you go for classes for comedy?
Ooh,
if you don't mind saying.
Oh, of course. I don't think he'll mind me saying either. Jerry Katzman,
Okay.
who's one of many like places. I know Pretty Funny Women is another big one.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
all like in that same like realm, and it was a pretty intense like 12-week course. And I will say, like, I had taken classes before. I guess I did miss that part of the story. When COVID had just started, Second City, which is based out of Chicago, this was back in like everyone's trying to figure out Zoom era.
Yeah.
And everyone is also just trying to figure out how to keep their businesses alive.
Yeah.
So they were offering stand-up classes for like $100, which is something that Second City doesn't do. And they were offering them online, which is also something that like Second City had never done. But this was a weird time. And so I signed up for like basically a stand-up class. And it was weird and through Zoom and really bad. Like, if I looked up those tapes and stuff and my writings from it, I'm like, nah, but I was bored. And that was like the instructor was like, oh, like you should continue this. I'm like, great, how? And I was like, should I take another class? And they're like, well, ordinarily I'd tell you to go to open mics, but there are none.
Yeah.
So why don't you just start posting videos? And that's what happened. But yeah, but I had taken 2 courses with Second City, like all on Zoom. And I went to one open mic, not prepared at all for how it was going to be, and flopped and it failed. And I was just like, okay, well, my writing's better, but I'll just use this for my videos. And I remember going to a showcase of a coworker of mine. Actually, I don't think she'd be mine. Julie Berkey, who's always here. Yeah, who was in the show last night.
She performed last night. Yeah.
Julie Berkey is she's actually another catalyst of this, because we were working together. And she said, come to my comedy show. And I was like, you do comedy? She's like, I do now. I took a class. So I went to the comedy show, and it was Jerry Katzman's. And he said at the top, he's like, none of these people have ever done stand-up before. And I was so impressed with their stuff. And I was like, I took 2 classes and I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that, you know? So then literally the next day is when I got that bad feedback, and Julie was like, you should do this class. I'm like, I am so busy. I ain't got no time. I got nothing. And literally the next day was when I rage signed up. It was honestly like the universe. It was like meant to be.
Yeah.
That all just lined up like that. Cause I was like, it would have taken me at least 6 months to be like, where's a comedy class? You know?
Yeah.
If not for Julie, if I had not had literally just seen her stellar, amazing first performance, and I signed up. And yeah, it was great. It was 12 weeks. And like the thing about that class that I really enjoyed and was different from like the Zoom classes was there was a community. Like there were 12 of us, I think, 12 or 13 of us. And we ended up going to mics together.
Yeah.
And that was, if I had that from the beginning, it would have been a much different experience, because you don't know when you go on. It is scary, to go on those stages, especially when you're first starting out and nobody's laughing at something that you think is hilarious, and then your confidence goes down. But to do it with other people was so amazing. And a few of those people, I literally just had another writing session with them this past week, because we've stayed in touch and we support each other. And they're some of my best friends, not only in the comedy world, but just in general. And that community that comedy builds, so good.
Yeah. Kris tried to lock Julie in a bathroom last night.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Oh my God. No.
Violence.
Okay. So
not my best friend, Julie Berkey.
Okay. So I was going to the washroom and
at the Kookaburra Lounge.
Yeah.
Those are, you could get locked in there. Those are floor to ceiling doors.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I was coming I was trying to go in and she was trying to come out, and we were both pulling, I think, for a second, not realizing that there was someone, both of us not realizing there was someone on the other side of the door. And we opened it up and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, because I was the one that was I'm like, I'm a brute. And she's not a brute. She's teensy tiny. So thank God I wasn't like, hey, let me in.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Well, I'm glad to know that she's still alive.
Yeah.
Yes. But I'm not in the comedic world or anything, but I did go to that show last night, and I was saying to Kyle, I was like, it feels like such a positive and like beautiful community that like I was there and I was like, I want to be a part of just the positivity and the empowerment. And there was zero disrespect. There was, everyone was very respectful to when somebody else was performing. It wasn't like everyone was just like going on their phone when it's not the person they know or anything. So I think it's like a really cool community.
Oh, I think so. And that's a testament to Genesis, who was on your podcast. Like,
yeah.
I mean, what Genesis has built with Witty Titties is, she should pay me for the plug. No, no. But what she has built is truly, truly rare. Because I came into Witty Titties about a year ago, and about like a year and a half into my like stand-up journey. And it's my favorite place to go now, because like not every mic is like that, and not every show is like that. Like, she curates an amazing group of women, and it's special and it's rare. And I've been in the Hollywood industry now for, how old am I? 15 years, 17 years, like way too long. I've never felt a community like that. I've been hosting, and like the cattiness among women that like I felt when I first got to LA, there's none of that.
Yeah.
In this, like, I mean, there can be, but not in the spaces that they've created.
Yeah.
Yeah. And jumping back a little off topic.
Yeah.
We just missed each other because I was Second City too. And I took the last Comedy 101 before the pandemic started.
Oh, was it online too, or was it in person?
No, it was in person. And I got to tell you, like, I was going to go into Comedy 102.
Yep.
And then I was like, I don't know if I want to do it online.
Yep.
Because I was like, it's going to be like weird. I don't know. But I'm like, going to the group of people, like, you're in the class together, and we would all go to the mics together. We would write together. We did all sorts of things.
Yeah.
together.
And that was why when I like found Witty Titties and like found like Jerry Katzman's group, it was new to me, because like my first introduction to that world was only ever online.
Yeah.
And so I didn't even know about like open mics or anything like that, or how bad they were supposed to be. Like I used to like dress up. Which I know you dress, you come in looking fire every single time. But now I'll come in my sweatpants.
Yeah.
But I used to like dress up. I would think that this is a show. No, this is not a show. And I would get like disappointed if things didn't work out, but I didn't realize at the time that was like the process, just because I'd only ever done it online. I didn't even know what like laughter was like, because we were all on mute.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So it was really a different time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like someone laughs, you're like, what is that?
I know. Still to this day, my comedy mentor, she goes, Heather, stop laughing when they laugh at your jokes, and I'm like, but I'm funny. It's amazing. And it's also like, I mean, I've done all these like comedic videos and stuff too, but I don't have the luxury of watching people watch them,
Right.
which that sounds creepy saying it like that.
Yeah.
But like, you post it and into the world and you have no idea. Like, it was actually pretty shocking to me. And when I first started doing the political satire online in 2020, when people were like, oh my gosh, she's hilarious. And I'm like, really? Because I didn't really think that I was like intentionally trying to be funny. And I didn't even know how to like structure a joke or anything. I was just being very real. And that came across as funny to a lot of people. And that surprised me, because I don't know, you just don't get to see it. And people laugh in the comments or, whatever, but it's just like emojis.
Yeah.
They still count.
They count, but like on stage, when you hear people laugh at what you say, it's a completely different experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we did at the show in Chicago, part of the show included like a slideshow, like a multimedia slideshow to kind of, my whole thing, because I can't just be a comedian. I want to laugh, and we want to learn as well. That's like my shtick.
That.
Yeah, because like there's a lot going on in the world, and we should all be aware of it. And if I can make you learn about it through laughter, perfect. But there was like a multimedia portion of it. And I put together like some videos and some slides and like had little jokes baked in. And I didn't get a chance to like practice that. And that was the first time ever that I had like put together a video and then watched people watch it. And it was so cool. And like it worked out really, really well. And I was just like, oh, this is amazing. And this is now I feel like I know what it's like when people watch my videos or when I watch other people's videos that I find funny. And like it was a really, really cool experience. But there is nothing like that live experience. So I just want to do more.
Yeah. And I've seen in your videos, you've got to like collaborate with some like extremely high profile politicians. Like, what has that been like? Do you get nervous?
Yeah, I guess I get a little nervous. I'm always nervous. Well, first I get nervous when I'm not prepared. So and that's with anything in life. It doesn't matter what it is. Like literally, I didn't practice pulling out this scroll. My hands were shaking. Like there's 3 of us here, but I was like, I didn't practice this. We'll see how this goes. You know what I mean? Like I get nervous if I'm not prepared. So I just always make sure to prepare myself. And I get nervous like the anticipation. Yeah. Like when you're backstage waiting for them to call your name for a show, or when you're here like waiting for that guest to walk in. I get nervous, but the second like I don't know what happens. Like I just like it'll spark something happens and it's just okay. And then afterwards I'm just like, what happened? I like black out. I'm like, did we say something? My husband told me at the show in Chicago, I missed a joke that I have been saying for months. I missed a line. And I was like, what? I did not. And then I thought back and I was like, I did. Because I feel like I black out, you know? And then you're like, what did I say? What did I do? No, but like, I just always try to prepare myself. I do get a little bit nervous. I also like, it's weird having like high profile people want to talk to you. That's a weird and new kind of experience because I've been doing the content creation like game in the political space now for 5 years, full time, but I also had a part-time job on the side. Well, and this is part of it is because like the infrastructure that we're building now with like political creators and political influencers and things like that did not exist when I just started posting online. Yeah. We've talked, I'm sure you've seen all these things about all these think tanks about the left needs to find the Joe Rogan of the left, you know, all that stuff. We only just started having these conversations. So politicians would not remotely give us the time of day, not even a year ago. Like even during the election last year, it was hard to get them to come on our platforms. Oh, wow. But the second we lost that election, my inbox was full. Wow. Full. Yeah. It was like a night and day difference. So that was surprising to me. And one, because a Democrat can take feedback. Two, just because like we have some pretty high profile people in my inbox that want to talk to me, that like flag me down to talk to me, to get on my platform. And
how does that feel though? Like to know that people are like wanting to come to you, wanting to share, wanting to do all that, like how
terrifying.
Yeah
Because I feel like, especially in this like weird strange moment we're in, I feel like literally the world is hinging on my one video. That's a narcissistic thing to say, but
I get it.
Yeah, but it can feel like that. It feels like if I don't do everything, you know, I'm like, of course, one more video or one more interview is not going to save the world or democracy or whatever. But like, I don't think people realize, and maybe you guys do when you like create your own content, like it's such an isolating experience. Yes. So when people from the outside world want to come in, it's a very cool experience, which is why like my big thing is like to build out the show and to get out into the real world. Because the first time that I ever did that was only just last year. I just had my lights and my camera and said my little things, edited my video, and then go to sleep, wake up the next day and do the same. I don't know if that was a byproduct of COVID or whatever, but last year was the first time that I ever got out into the real world to like talk to people. And I was like, oh, this is different and this is better. So yeah, it's a completely surreal experience. And also like, I built this from the ground up. Like I had 0 followers on TikTok 5 years ago, 0. And now all of a sudden people are clamoring to like come onto my channel. That's crazy. Like I worked for big networks for where we couldn't get people to come into studio. And now all of a sudden something that I built by myself.
Yep.
You want to talk to me?
Yeah. That's really inspiring.
It's crazy.
That's really badass.
Thanks.
I know, really.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here and I'm like, wow, girl. Like, especially like with the feeling of just like maybe some of the rejection in the beginning and all of that. And now you're like, everyone's rage texting me and wants to talk to me. Like,
And it is a surreal experience. And I feel very proud too. I mean, if like, I know we're supposed to be very humble. That's what women are supposed to be. It's just like, oh, what? I work so hard and I'm successful.
Yeah.
No, I woke up like this. No, we didn't wake up like this.
No.
None of us. You did not wake up like this, and you did not. Well, maybe you did. You did.
No.
You think I'm pretty?
No, but I mean, for real though, like the sweat, blood, and tears that like went into this when there was so much uncertainty, and there's still so much uncertainty. The content creation game and the comedian game and the modeling game, you don't know when your next paycheck's coming. It's not like we don't get a 401k.
No.
You know? None of that stuff. And so to suffer, it's easy when like everybody wants to talk to you now, but like, oh my gosh, if we could go back in time 3 years ago when I was waiting tables, when I was almost homeless, when I, all these things that were happening, I didn't know anything. I didn't know it was going to work out. I had no idea, but to suffer through all of that, not even suffer through, because it was a fun time in my life as well, but like, just to like, forge through all of that and make it through all of that to the other side. Dude, I'm proud of myself that we kept the vision and we kept going, and I believed in something so much, and I knew that it could work out as long as I just kept going, and it did. Amazing. For now, and then I have other goals, but
we'll get to those later. But
yeah. And that's the thing, like especially like one of the theme for us is just that persevering through it, like to continue to keep going and going.
It's hard. No one talks about this.
Yeah.
I think that social media, which is the game that I play, that's a soup I swim in, but I think social media really makes it seem like you just wake up one day and you have this life, because that's what we are presented with, and that does happen for a lot of people. It didn't happen for me, but I think people just miss. I think people think that like creating content is one easy and it's an easy life, and they don't see all of this. I really commend the creators, and I'm going to start doing this as well, who really show the nitty gritty of it, because I just think there's like such a misconception that we just wake up and have everything. And it's just not true at all. I've been working my ass off more than 12 hours a day for 5 years, working other jobs, and I'll tell you, like, almost every other comedian that I know and every other political influencer that I know has other jobs. Yeah. Because it's just a hard business to be in, but our passion is, in one direction. And it's just, we don't talk about that enough. Yeah. I have another job even now. I'm not waiting tables anymore, thank God, but I edit videos for someone else that pays my salary, and then I sit there and I cry when I have to edit more videos for myself. No. But we don't talk about that.
Yeah. No, and I think you're right. Like there's always that that image that it's just like they have it all. They have whatever and this and that. And I think it's kind of a weird I don't know if it's a stigma, but just like a weird thing that people don't want to admit that they maybe have another job, because it's like, I can't show that I make money somewhere else.
Right. Like, well, actually, my manager for a really long time, love my management team, but they did recommend that I not share that I waited tables. Yeah. And I'm over that, clearly. And this was maybe like 3 years ago. And I only just stopped waiting tables last September. It has been not even a whole year that I have been out of that, that space. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. It was just like, but people just assume that I'm making all this money going to Washington or, and talking to, I don't get paid to talk to Congress people. No one's paying me to do that. I was going to say, has someone paid me to do that? To talk to a congressperson? No one has paid me to do that. I'm like, let me just make sure I'm factually accurate here.
That don't matter anymore.
Seriously. Oh my God. I was about to make this very political, but I'm not. So we're not going to do that. No, but like, I don't know why we have to play these games. And especially when I think the number one like career that young kids want right now is to be a YouTuber or a content creator. It's like 90%. Don't check me on that. It's high. It's super, super high. And I was like, okay, but you need to know the realities of this. Like if they're like, if a kid's like, I want to be a doctor, then the parent goes, all right, we got to prep you for this. You got to get this amount of school and this amount of stuff and your residency, and you're going to make this amount of money, for whatever. You're only going to start making money and blah, 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 blah. Like, we have no problem talking about that with any other industry. But for some reason, we're not real with the aspiring creators of the world to tell them what this actually is like.
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't like, my full-time career is I'm a hairstylist. And
I did not know that.
Yes. Huh. And I came from like, the era when I came to LA, it was very much like the Instagram celebrity hairstylist and like and like my job was like content creation first, hairstylist second, it felt like. But I watched the toxicity of that really go after a few hairstylists that I knew, because the thing is it was all about like, I work with celebrities. I have done this. I have this. I have tons of money. I can do whatever I want to do. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, and then it's like, I was going on these vacations and like, people were like, fantasizing my life of these vacations, and I'm like, I'm staying in a hostel. Like, you don't even know that.
We play this game. It's like, you are not sharing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Were you sharing that you were at a hostel?
No.
Yeah, I played that game too. We all do.
Yeah. Now I'm an open book. I put it all out there to, but that was that time. And I felt so scared to even show. And I wanted to go stay in a hostel. I wanted to backpack across Europe. Yeah. I wanted to do these things. This was experiences that I wanted, that I would have done even if I had plenty of extra money to do it.
Right.
But I felt like I would be judged for that, and it would hurt my career.
That's what me too. Me too. And it's just like, don't show all your cards, and you want to, you're just successful all the time. Well, bullshit. Yeah. No one is successful all the time. Mm-hmm. God bless you for being successful all the time. And beautiful all the time. No, I mean, like, literally though, like no one is. Nobody is. And this game that we play, and I'm glad that like authenticity is like what's really winning now in this space, and why I'm on social media a ton, but I took probably like a 6-month break of posting like every single day just to like build the show and like work on my stand-up and like also like clear my mind, because a lot is going on in the world, and like really thinking about how I want to like approach content going forward. And I'm glad that I gave myself that space, because one, like, I just enjoy like going to Witty Titties. Yeah. And that is also work, and that no one talks about. Like those open mics, that's work. If you're a comedian, like working out your jokes is literally work. But if I had just jumped into like doing content after the election, and of course like how it went, I think I'd be so jaded and so like burnt out. But now that I gave myself some space to really think about it and intentionally like come back and talk about the things that matter to me, like I feel energized and I feel ready, and I'm itching to get back. And part of what I want to do is just incorporate. I've been saying it like I'm a broadcast channel. Like I've been operating my channel and my socials as like a broadcast network, and I'm kind of over that. I'm kind of just done with like, you're going to see the nitty gritty side of this. Like you're also going to see how like the news actually makes me feel. Yes. Which is not good. Like I cried today. I saw a video today of Charlie Kirk. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's just a right-wing like talking head. And he literally told a 14-year-old girl that she should get her MRS degree, as in like go to college to find a man. Yeah. And I literally burst into tears. Like, and I'm just screaming and immediately just pull out my laptop. I'm like, I have jokes about this. Yeah. None of that will be usable. I'll go to the open mic to be like, this is what happens at open mics. They're like, thank you, Heather, for bumming us out. Yeah. That's the energy that I bring. No, but like, But I don't share. Of course, I don't I haven't shared that, but we should share that because that is how we're actually feeling in these really weird times that we're in. And I'm gonna stop being a broadcast channel, and I'm going to really just take you into the world of all of this, the emotions and what it's really like to, I don't know, try to dress cute for the president. That's also a thing that I don't know how to do. I went to the White House. Speaking of eyelashes, I went to the White House last year with no mascara. And to this day, it's one of my biggest failures.
It haunts you.
It haunts
Those
you.
pictures will forever haunt you.
I know. I am aware. How long ago was that? That was back in December. We are 6 months later. And today I was just thinking, remember that time that you didn't wear mascara to the White House? Forever I will remember that time. Silly things like that too.
No, it's good. I think it's good to really, how do I frame this? Just be open about those things, because I feel like, especially as a woman, it's just, we're always kind of taught just to kind of like suppress, or if we are showing emotion, like it's not backing the things that you're saying because you're just emotional, So I think it's really badass again that you're like, no, I am gonna kind of show that side, and I am gonna let people in on the fucking reality of everything. So
we'll see how it goes. Maybe people will be like, Heather, we don't care. I don't want to see your dining room turned studio. Can you just tell me a joke? I don't know, but that's where my heart is right now. Is just, it's mostly just like putting the emotion back in, because if you are not emotional in some way, shape, or form in this moment, maybe you're not even human. Like there's just a lot of things going on in the world, and I think it's perfectly fine to feel every part of emotion, and to be fair, like laughter is part of that too. It's cathartic for us to laugh at what's going on in the world. I think that is even more so important than crying about the things that are happening in the world. And that's why I wanted to do like political satire, and why I want to host like a late night show eventually one day, knock on all the things. It's because like learning about the world in that way changed my whole perspective of the world. And it was through laughter. I grew up really Christian and really conservative, and I mean my whole family's MAGA, and I watching those types of shows with like Trevor Noah and Jon Stewart and John Oliver, all the men, Sam B too. We got to throw in a woman. Her show, Rest in Peace, Full Frontal, one of my faves. But truly though, an formative time in my life, like watching those types of shows and laughing at the world in that way changed my entire perspective of the world. So it is important. Laughter is a huge part of what's happening in the world right now.
Yes, exactly. And speaking of like behind the scenes, like what is your like writing process kind of like?
Oh Lord! Today it's seeing a clip of Charlie Kirk and then immediately grabbing my laptop. You know what? This is an interesting question, and I'm glad you're asking it, because it has been a real struggle the last like a few months, especially when I decided that I was going to go like really hard into stand up at the beginning of this year, because what had happened when I did like my online videos like that, I'll just like see a news article or whatever. I'll build a hook. We know what hooks are for like the algorithm and stuff. And then just like get all the information out, and then maybe sprinkle in a couple jokes, and maybe sprinkle in, some like movie clips or something to make it funny. Can't do that on stage. And what I found when I was like a baby comic a few years ago is that I actually wouldn't do politics on stage, or I wouldn't do the things that really like were important to me. I would kind of just stick to like my very boring heterosexual marriage, monogamous marriage, or whatever. I would just talk about personal things, because I could not figure out how to like make people laugh about politics and like the stuff that's happening in the world. So really, truly for the last like 6 months, I've been over here at Witty Titties taking writing courses, and like now my process is a lot different. I will start with however I'm feeling. I used to write things out and then bring them in and then like perform them for open mics and stuff. Now, if I need to work through something, I'll just sit on the stool and I'll just tell you I'm feeling about it, and then work backwards from what feels like true to me. And that has worked so much better for me. And honestly, it's been, like I said, it's been an adjustment. It's not what I'm used to, but that's how I'm getting to like the good stuff.
Okay.
Lately, it's just letting it out. I don't totally went on like an 8-minute unplanned rant the other day at an open mic. And then at the end of it, I was like, I feel like there's some funny stuff in there.
Yeah. They're like, this isn't your therapy session.
Well, they're the one that gave me the mic for 15 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
That is on them.
Yeah.
And then someone told me, like, I have a joke about like a Cybertruck and a play on words, and I said fascist, even though I wasn't even talking about the fascist. And this guy in the back goes, too soon. And I was like, excuse me? And then I was like, oh, that was a mistake because I have 8 more minutes.
Yeah.
And I went off for 8 minutes, and I truly, like, I went back and I listened to it at least 3 times, and I was like, there are jokes in here, but that is my process now. It's like taking that anger and taking like my gut reaction to what is happening and then working backwards from that.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I hope it works.
But what is it like ever like performing in front of people that don't agree with you?
Oh, that's rough. It's not fun. I mean, I think, but I don't know. I've never been like heckled or anything like that. I think it's been very respectful. Maybe it's because I'm a woman, maybe not. So, but like, I feel like it's the same as anybody who gets up there and bombs.
Okay.
Like, it's just a very lonely feeling.
Yeah.
To stand up there and you're like, they should be laughing. Oh, they're not. I guess I'll move on to the next joke they're not going to laugh at. You're like, cool, I signed up to do this for 10 more minutes. Excellent. I know it's the same as bombing. It's not great. How do you feel? Horrible.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not fun.
No. And when you see it too, like sometimes at open mics, I'll see like guys that like whenever a girl gets on stage, immediately on their phone.
I don't like that.
And I've called him out before it.
Good.
Oh yeah, I've totally just like stopped and be like, guess what I'm going to do? And I'm like, do you do this every time a girl gets on stage or anyone that's not like a straight white male? You do this? You just start reading your notes instead of laughing?
Yeah.
Because you were laughing at the last guy.
Yes.
It's always the guys. Make that a meme. It's always the guys.
Yeah.
No, but truly, it's not fun. I don't know though if like, because like I said, I've never been like heckled for my like political beliefs or anything. Although to be fair, I've only kind of been in LA. Okay. I did one show in San Diego a few weeks ago. Like, and that did not go great.
Yeah.
And then of course, like I went to Chicago, but that was like a curated, like political, I knew those people were like my people,
Yeah.
you know, and that felt great. Like when you get an audience that really gets you.
Oh, yeah.
That is the best feeling. in the
Yeah.
world. It's like polar. Why do we do this to ourselves?
Yeah.
We're gonna wake up today and I don't know how I'm gonna feel by the end.
Yeah.
Depending on everyone else's mood.
And that's great too, because it's one of those things where it's like, when you're going up to a comedy club, like not everyone knows who you are.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to be your fan. But when people like see someone from social media or see someone they know and they are paying to go see people they already like.
Yep.
They are already on your
A
side.
different vibe. I don't know why we don't all do that.
Exactly.
No, it's hard. It's hard to do that. It's hard. Dude, I'm trying to just tell people about this show was so difficult. Cutting through the noise that is on the internet and in the world, it is tough. So tough.
Yeah. And I feel like, okay, so this conversation, like, I feel like we have touched on everything we were going to talk about and more.
Yes.
And it just like was so natural, like conversation. Like, I feel like we weren't even asking questions. It just was all coming together.
yes.
This is fun because usually I'm the one that's asking questions. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to ask questions.
Yeah.
No, I love it. Did we come in under time too?
Yeah, we're doing well on time like this.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we're not done.
oh,
Don't
yeah,
don't
yeah,
even
yeah.
don't
I
you
thought
worry.
you were wrapping it up. I was like, wait. No. I'm here with my girls. I'm having a good time.
No, but so, I mean, what do you have planned for the future? You've kind of touched on it some, but...
I have so many plans. Okay, I have so many. I started. Wait, did you do the Witty? This was with Witty and Genesis. do the vision board thing this past year?
I didn't. I'm
You
so mad at
okay,
myself.
Well, just it's not too late
Yeah.
to set your intentions and your visions. I had never done one until last year. And I went to the one with Witty Titties.
Okay.
Which was actually at the Crow in Santa Monica. And I was like, oh, I don't really believe in that like woo-woo stuff. I'm like, yeah, I have goals. I'm a very goal-oriented person. I'm one of those people that can never just be content with where they are. I'm one of those 5 years ahead, always thinking. And if I have plans, like every motion that I, take is gonna push me in that direction. I'm very much like type A like that. So I had never really like stopped to like do a vision board. And I did one for the first time at Witty Titties, and every fucking thing came true.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a game changer.
It's a game. I was flabbergasted. I put a house on
Yeah.
Amazing.
on a vision board. I was like, yeah, right. By the end of the year, we don't have a house now. But we had we had a down payment, and I was like, that is close enough.
Steps.
Yeah.
We're taking the steps, and like then housing, all the things that have fires, the whole thing. We don't have a house, but like I was flabbergasted at every single thing. So this year, I got specific.
Yeah.
This year, I was like, I want to do a documentary. I put that on there. I want to do more stand-up.
Mhm.
I want to be on a panel. Check. All of those things are, happening. I said I want to make $200,000. It's already happened.
Yes.
Yes.
I got so my husband, he was because I put money on there, and I put 200. He goes, yeah, right. And then, so to be fair, we our combined income hit 200.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I still got time to hit mine.
Yeah.
I'm getting close. And for me, and he was like, there is no way. And when we counted everything up, I was like, excuse me. Me and the universe.
Yes.
Make this happen.
We're besties now. I don't even need you anymore.
I just bought a new car that was on my vision list.
Wow.
Yeah, it was my vision board. All that to say is I also didn't believe in that kind of stuff until I did. And now, and I don't know why, because I'm such a goal-oriented person. I just think seeing it every day, and I literally have it hung up in my studio, so I can look at it every single day and see where I'm at and check all the boxes.
It keeps you accountable. It really does.
It does. And it also just it sets my intention for weird things. I had been wanting to do stand-up, and I've been wanting to do a show Star Spangled Banter for, like I said, years and years. And I was actually pitching the documentary to a production company, and I mentioned, they were like, oh, anything else you're working on? And I was like, oh, I just got back into stand-up. I really just want to do a show. And 3 months later, they come calling, asking if I was doing a show, and asking if we can connect. And I was like, what? And so, yes, not only set your goals, speak your goals.
Yes.
It was one sentence out of a 3-hour meeting about something else. And just because I told them another goal of mine, months later,
It happened.
months later, we're connected, and we're trying to build out this whole tour now. It's so crazy. So yes, my biggest goal, my biggest immediate goal right now, is to build out Star Spangled Banter.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll change the name. We're toying with it. But I want to, it was an amazing experience to get out there in the real world and grab again, the people that I'm fans of, all together. And I said this before, there's all these think tanks on the New York Times and all the things about finding the Joe Rogan of the left. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna discredit it. I have a joke about how the history books are gonna say Joe Rogan, swung an election. They're not wrong here, right? Andrew Schultz, Theo Von, Joe Rogan, they're comedians. So why are we not fostering a group of progressive comedians? And why are we not beating them out in front of every audience we can in the whole country? Because these aren't political talking heads. Joe Rogan, I don't want to give him too much credit. No, but he's not a political person. He's not. The intersection of what won this election was comedy, which again, super, super weird. I just got chills, but it's true. It's when we can laugh at the world, we see the world differently. And I hate to say it, but the right was better at doing, that kind of stuff for this last election. And it showed. It showed.
Yeah.
So that is my biggest thing, is to build up this show, to energize people, to make people laugh and learn. And like, also just like, we don't have to sit in our houses and doom scroll every day. It's important for us as a society to get out and experience joy and laughter with like-minded people and feel that. That is super important to me. So we're building that out, I hope.
Yes.
For a tour.
We'll be there.
Yes.
Yes, I know. Like, everyone is like, come to LA. And I was like, I could literally do this next week. Like, should we do this like next week? So we should just do it. I don't know why not. I don't know why I keep saying that. But yes, we'll do it.
Yes.
And then, yeah, like long term, I would love to get a house.
Yeah.
That's something. We'll see about that. But I want to host a late night show. I don't know what that looks like in the next, because like traditional television is dying, and that's hard because, I spent a lot of my life like, I mean, I'm so old that I went to school. I went to school before Instagram even existed. Like Twitter barely existed. And the goal was to like host Good Morning America or something, or whatever. And that is no one's goal.
Yeah.
Literally no one's. It's not mine anymore either. So that's hard, but there's going to be something like late night is already, it's just not as culturally relevant as it was in previous years. And something is going to fill that void. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Star Spangled Banter.
We're just saying.
Well,
Could be.
maybe. No, but I would love whatever that next iteration of like late night looks like. That is like my biggest dream, like career goals and all that stuff. And let's see, what else? I need to stop drinking as much as I do. It's really hard in this world.
Yes.
Any other goal? Did that help?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I could go on for literally days.
I know. And unfortunately, we do have to come to like a close
I
here.
know. I could keep going. I'm like, tell us more.
We do play this game to send out, and it's just a rapid fire, quick. We call it creepy or cute. Creepy, just positive or negative.
Okay.
Don't take the creepy too literally.
Creepy cute.
Real quick. Okay.
That's hard for me. Okay. Another one of my goals is to brevity, be shorter. So
we're good.
let's see if I
we have 10 seconds because I got the 5-minute thing. Like,
Okay,
ready, go. 1, 2, 3, go.
Billionaires sending their fiance to space.
Ew, gross, creepy.
Getting on stage after someone bombs.
Ooh, yeah, not great, creepy.
Trying to get a perfect tape.
Good. Is that what it was supposed to be? Good?
Yeah.
Cute.
Recording a social media video for the 10th time.
Cute.
Filming content in front of people.
Cute. Yeah.
Women being called emotional.
Creepy.
Politician's breath.
Ew, bad. I've smelled a few.
Carrie Underwood.
No, creepy. I forgot for a second that I hate her. No.
It's a conflicted situation.
I was excited to tell you how much I hate her.
Oh, well, unfortunately, that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for coming in. This was so much fun.
So much fun.
We will be sure to link all of your handles and everything, but we're sure everyone already knows who you are. So thank you so much for coming in, and we will see you guys next week.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.